All right, here it is, 3:40 Friday afternoon. I have a little seat here with the way this fallen tree, and it gives me a backdrop or a backrest. So I just wanted to take a break and just enjoy this out here. It's really nice. Super quiet. I don't know if you've ever been out in the woods and just sat for hours. I've sat for days, and it's just, the quiet is just unbelievable, especially when you're used to town noise and music and everything else. You're disconnected here, there's no cell phone coverage, and so it's just you and nature, and it's really great. This morning, about 7:30ish, we became grandparents again. Our oldest daughter had her third child, which is our fifth grandchild, and our fourth grandson. And my wife is down there in Dallas with her, and so I figured, you know what, I'm by myself. I've got all this gear that I need to test that I've been collecting through the years, and I knew it would work, but I just wanted to make sure that I could make it work. I did that one time with two of my grandsons. We tried to make fire with flint, and would scrape off the magnesium and then strike the ferro rod and scattered everything around. And someone got a piece of tinfoil and did it in that and struck it and hit the tinfoil and knocked everything over. And so I got fed up with it after about 30 minutes, and I went and got some cotton balls and Vaseline and soaked it up and spread it out and did that and saved face. We made fire, and so the grandsons were happy with that. So like I said, I've got a lot of gear here lately for my bob, my get home bag, camping, started into hammock camping, and so I got all this gear and never tested it. I have slept in my hammock 2 times at the house, 3 times actually, and got that all straightened out for cold weather. Hopefully, I didn't bring all of it. It's way up there in the top of my truck if I do need extra blankets. But I think I'll be fine. I've brought in a mummy bag this time that I haven't used before. I've just used thin felt bags, and so I'm hoping that will be enough tonight. If not, I can go up there in the morning and get some more for tomorrow night. But I'm happy with my setup. Ground's uneven, which is perfect for hammock. I do have I had to cut down a little small pine right there, and the ends of it are right at the bottom, almost at the edge of my hammock, and so I've got to watch that when I get up. I might get in it on the other side, just so to avoid that. But I've got a couple of a blue tarp that I actually cut in half for some reason, and I'm going to put that on either side of my tarp, so I have something to step out in if I need to get up in the middle of the night or in the morning. I've took my 2 backpacks and I hung them over here. They're only about 6 feet up on a tree. I had those 2 bear bells that I bought, and I hung that on each of those. That way if something comes in and messes with them, I'll know it. They're about 15 feet from my hammock, so hopefully they'd go towards that and not towards me. I planned on ringing a string around and hanging the bear bells on that, but that's just really complicated the way the trees are, and I'd have to do a lot of stringing, and I need more bells, probably at least 4 bells to do that. So I don't think I'm going to have an issue here. I think I would hear them with all of the deadfall that's scattered all around me. There's nothing that could get in here quietly. It may not know it. Of course, I say that, but I've seen deer walk through this stuff, and they'll take their hoofs and point them and do like that, and you won't hear them at all. You have to see them. And I've seen bears do the same thing because they've got the big padded feet. They can step on this stuff and muffle it, and so they can sneak in on you. But hopefully it won't be that big of an issue. I haven't seen that much sign. There was a game trail over here that I came back on when I went to get the water. And it comes up that way, and then there's some other trails back over here. Up there is where I saw the elk droppings. So there's animals in here, but I don't think it's going to be an issue tonight. So That's the reason I brought protection, just in case it was. But I was finished with that one little fire and was going to sit down and realized I didn't have lunch this afternoon. I was in such a hurry to get up here and get this stuff going. So hopefully you like my videos. I know when I was learning how to do this, I was watching everybody's videos. Shug with Hammock, I've even chatted with him a couple times about some stuff, get my hang right, and several others that I watched on knife reviews. I did buy the Schrag 9 when I left North Carolina. I stopped at the Smoky Mountain Knife Works and bought the Schrag 9. I've used it a little bit this afternoon, cutting some branches off the tree I cut down so that I could hang them up here on my snake skins, the white. You can see them from the road, and so I wanted to cover those up so they weren't real bright. And but I mean, I like it. It's heavy. It's got the 1/4 inch back on it. There's a lot of reviews out on YouTube about it, but it's the SCHF 9N. So I'm really pleased with it. I've got that on my hip. I've also got my new Mora that I bought at the same time I bought that, and then of course I've got my 9mm pistol. So with that, I feel comfortable. I've got flashlights. I've got headlights in my tent. Oh, I haven't showed y'all under the hammock or under the tarp what I did with my ridgeline. I'll show you that later and add it to it. But I have headlights. I'm going to put my flashlight that I got in my pocket in there. I have a little small lantern light that I bought. I've got it hanging in there. I've got some fleece gloves. I've got some thicker ski gloves. And then I bought some big, long ski mittens. They might be for snowmobiles or something like that. And I've got those underneath. I actually added another second hammock underneath my hammock. I have one of these. It was a green netting type of hammock, and people said to hang it underneath it, that way you can put gear in it and keep it up off the ground. And so I did that. First time I've ever hung it. And I've got 2 of the Costco quilts in there in case I get cold in the night. I've got several things. The clothes I'm going to put on for tonight, I've got some fleece pants and fleece shirts and wool socks. I've got 3 pairs of socks: a wool sock, a heat sock, supposed to keep the heat in your feet, and then they're diabetic socks, they're real long ones, and I put that over the top. And I did that when I was doing up on the back deck, and my first night my feet froze, and then I got those the last 2 nights and my feet were fine, so I had no issue with that. I also had a little piece of a quilt material, I think it's 50 by 60, that I folded up double and put at the end of my feet. But I didn't bring that down. It's up in the truck. If I need it tomorrow night, I'll bring it down as well. But I'm thinking that with my mummy bag that I won't have an issue with it. I also have a plug that I built from a poncho liner, and inside I doubled it over, and inside that I have one of the silver truck reflector windshield screens, whatever you call them, and I've got that in there. And so that keeps me warm on that portion of it. Almost full body, depending on how I wiggle it. It's not one of these type that I can move, but I can move it a little bit. And when I did it the other night, or a couple of weeks ago, my feet were hanging out. And so that's the reason I put the quilt at the end of it, and that really helped my feet. But I also had the socks and everything else. So we'll just see how it goes tonight. I got the gear that I need to make it warmer for tomorrow night if I have to. But anyway, I'm just sitting here looking around, seeing if I can see some game. I keep hearing things pop and crack around, and so I just watch it. There's squirrels and chipmunks and things and birds coming in and around. But it's a real steep incline up to the truck, especially that last few 50 feet or so, 50, 75 feet up to the truck is real steep. So I'm going to try to find where this road is tomorrow, and I'll bring my truck around and load up Sunday morning if I stay that long. So anyway, that's where I'm at. 348. Later on, I'll break out my new stove. I'm going to test it with a couple of different types of fuels, and see how it does. I'm going to do an alcohol stove that I made. I'm going to try it. I have some heat tabs or fuel tabs. I'm going to see how those work. I'm going to try with sticks. And all I'm going to be doing is just boiling water for my Mountain House chicken teriyaki with rice. That is outdated, so I want to go ahead and use it up. People online said it would be alright to eat it because it's dehydrated. So I'm going to try that tonight, and got some snacks. Sitting here eating some trail mix now, just to tide me over. I don't know what time it's going to get dark. The sun has never really shined down here because of this mountain going up. The Selkirk Mountains, it's protecting me from the sun. So this has been really cool and shaded the whole day when I got here. The sun was shining down there on the street. Now it's up, maybe 100 feet up into the trees. So it's going to get dark soon here, and it will be a good dark. But the sun comes up, there's not hardly any trees back that way. It's kind of low going down the valley, and so that morning sun's going to hit me right in the morning and probably wake me up. So nothing to do out here tonight. Sit around the fire if I make one, and make some more videos. So I'll talk to you later.